G'day guys, Steph, Dan and Matt. Welcome to another edition of Pies Chat Show. Today is the Round 6 preview show where we come up against the mighty West Coast Eagles.
Alrighty, we'll go straight into it. Steph, reading now through the ins and outs.
Alright, we've got some big outs here this week, unfortunately. A couple of guys that start on Anzac Day. We lose Taylor Adams with a knee.
Yeah, that hurts.
That's going to really be...
Late on in the week as well, that really hurt.
He must have pulled up a bit sore. We lose Varco again with that same reoccurring hammy.
Yep.
They just want to ice him and make sure he's right. And we lose H, he's been omitted. Obviously been a bit out of form.
Yeah.
A bit lackluster. So he gets replaced by Broomhead. Langdon comes back in after that little knee niggle. And we get Sinclair back after that concussion.
So some not bad ins there.
Like strong ins to cover.
The outs do hurt though.
But
Taylor Adams being the big one there.
This is where the depth's got to rely on the depth.
He had 36 touches on last week.
That's one place we were really good last week in the coalface, winning the clearances, hard ball.
14 contested possessions.
And we're going to.
He would have been a podium finisher in terms of the Anzac Day medal, surely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so big.
Alright, reading through the team, guys, we'll start with the back six. So we've got Jack Frost, Nathan Brown, Tommy Langdon, Josh Smith, Ben Reid and Adam Oxley.
Not bad.
Solid back six.
Solid. They're going to be pushed to their limits though this week. West Coast Eagles, in comes Lysett for them. Allows them to play that three-prong forward with Darling and Kennedy
That's
also.
where they hurt.
That's going to really stretch Brown, Frost and Reid. Probably all going to have to play purely defensive. They're going to have to get around each other though and give each other a chop out.
I want to see a seven-man backline for the entire match this week. I just think we need it. You have a look at the West Coast forward line and they've got so many weapons in there. The ones Daniel just touched on. There's Lacra as well.
Yeah, they're small
Josh
forwards.
Hill.
Jamie Cripps gets on the end of a few out the back rolls as well. And the addition of Lewis Jetta, we know he's got damaging outside run.
Well, definitely considering that they do better us in inside 50s on average this year and in clearances as well and contested marks. So,
well, that's where it's going to have to be won.
We're going to have to clean up. So we'll look at the middle of the ground now. Listed on the field, we've got Tim Broomhead, Adam Treloar and Steele Sidebottom. Treloar's just been an absolute beast for us the last couple of weeks. He's really stood up and cemented that centreman position.
Yeah, it's safe seeing his name in the middle of right in the guts there. He's just reliable, and that's something we need.
just guys that are there to get the job done. Simple as that. Just play their role.
That's
And
right.
if they play their role, then everybody else lifts and we get going.
Rusty's going to be huge for us on that other wing, obviously coming
Yeah.
off Anzac Day.
Backing up
medal
the
form.
BOG.
Needs to back that up and really get 50 to 50, do that outside running and be nice and strong for us. Alrighty, the forward line, JDG, Darcy Moore, Levi Greenwood, Jeremy Howe, Mason Cox, Alex Fasolo. What do you think?
I think Greenwood was very good last week.
Best game for the club.
I think coming back into a simple role, we didn't have to overuse the ball, didn't have to do too much, just did his job.
He's a simple footballer. He's been given a role every week. He had the role of Zaharakis on Anzac Day, beat him at the contest, and hits him both on the other
It's good to see him get on the scoreboard.
kicking a couple of
That's
sausages.
right.
So if he can do that, not sure who they'll look at lining him up against. There's a few potential opponents for him. If he goes inside, it'll be someone like Shuey or Pritis. But the outside, they've got runners like Gaff that he can try and negate.
It does read a bit light on though, the forward line. There's not a real focal point in that.
Well, Darcy Moore,
force.
yet
So
again,
Darcy Moore
he's
has to
going
step
to
up.
have to be important.
And if we are going to kick a winning score, again, a lot of it's going to have to come from goals from midfield.
Yeah, the unpredictability of that forward six is good though.
Fast, the Prince of Perth, going back to his home ground.
Needs a big game in front of the family there.
He's going to live. Fair to say he'll celebrate his sausages over there.
So on to the followers. Brady Grundy, Scott Pendlebury and Jack Crisp. I thought Crisp had his best game for the season last week as
I
well.
wanted to touch on that. He had some really good run and carry plays in the Anzac Day clash, and he's just got to follow on with that form.
How was Pendlebury's return to the midfield?
That first quarter was huge.
Oh.
How many centre clearances did he win?
He's a
He
beast.
was just dictating play, and his transition work from the defensive 50 to the forward 50, sensational. We all know how good his ball skills are.
And the lazy 35.
Oh, he's a champ. And now let's look at the depth by having a look at the interchange bench. We've got Jared Blair, Ben Sinclair, Alan Tuvey and Braden Maynard. So a couple of defensive stops there. We've got obviously Tuvey and Maynard are going to contribute to that back six.
Yeah.
And come on, and they're going to have to be important because like you touched on, we've got Jamie Cripps, we've got Josh Hill, we've got a number of West Coast players who come through that forward line at that mid-size. and you add to that their bigs, I mean, it's a really potent forward
That's
line.
right, and I think that Maynard and Sinclair both have to win their 50-50s. It's interesting though, because we said that they've got the three-pronged forward line. Tuvi's been known to do the job on Jack Darling in the past. Do they send him to Darling again, and that in light also allows Frost, Reed, and Brown
That's a good
to
point.
go
That's a
3
good
against 2.
If you haven't flown across the Nullarbor, make sure you tune in and watch the Pies get a massive victory over the Eagles. Go Pies!